And we are live. I guess it is second cup of coffee because Pili's drinking out of both cups of coffee today. Happy day. We are talking about aloha.
We're talking about aloha and how to start your day off with so much aloha.
Well, that's nice. So here we go. Sure. So Hello, we are here. I'm Jason.
I'm Pili.
This is Second Cup of Coffee. This is going to be a great show because we are going to talk about aloha. And if you don't know what aloha is, well, we are here today to really maybe set the narrative straight, maybe not, maybe put it in context, but hope you're having a great day. We have been busy. I feel like, I just feel like we've been busy, right? So we
busy
were
in a good way.
In a good way,
Very
right?
busy
So
in a good way.
hiring new people, that's always fun, but making sure that we get the process in place, right? Having things going, moving things along. So new people on the team, lots going on. We're getting ready. We're moving along, but we are here today to talk about aloha.
Yes. So one of my favorite quotes is by Auntie Pili Paki. The world would turn to Hawaii as it's looking for world peace because Hawaii has the key, and that key is aloha. So she describes as aloha in certain terms, and this was actually a law written into Hawaii state government that you have to have aloha spirit. It's by law. You have to show aloha. So in Hawaii, aloha.
So how do they track that? Like, what do they do? Like, you have to show aloha spirit. I mean, that's cool, but talk more.
I think it's just assumed that if you're going to be in Hawaii, that you're going to have aloha spirit. And if you don't have aloha spirit, then you should be put in jail or wherever the people that don't have aloha spirit go to. Anywho, so Auntie Pili Paki describes aloha as, first is akahai, which means kindness expressed with a feeling of tenderness. And then L is for lokahi, which is unity expressed with the feeling of harmony. And then O is olu olu, agreeable, expressed with a feeling of pleasantness. And H is ha'aha'a, humility expressed with a feeling of modesty. And A is ahonui, patience applied with perseverance. So that's
learning Hawaiian, patience with perseverance. The good thing about languages that, I'm not strong with my dictation. I can read the words in lots of languages, but I get lost on the dictation part. But the cool thing about Hawaiian is it's basically as it's written is as it sounds. Yep. That's it. As the letter is there. So aloha, aho nui, right? And as you part these points, akahai, right? And so as it goes, and you just let it go. So it's a little sometimes difficult for you to for me to catch up with these parts, but at least I'm keeping the trend right there. And so Cindy, thank you. I'm glad you discovered us on Tea with Gary V. That was a fun time to get on the show, speak with Gary, and just get some great feedback as he always provides.
Yes.
But aloha, how can you put that into context for really the 5 steps to bringing aloha into your day?
Well, first I wanted to explain just a little bit about what I'm doing to persevere in in Hawaiian culture. And for any of the native speakers that are listening, please forgive me. I probably botched some of those words. I'm still learning Hawaiian every day. I learn a little bit more. I practice anywhere from 5 minutes to half an hour. And I want to,
because I want to take this, talk about the Hawaiian language, how it almost, because I'm making sure I remember the facts right, but the Hawaiian language almost disappeared.
Yeah, almost disappeared.
And this isn't like it was like centuries ago. This was like the 80s.
Yeah, this was the 80s.
And so imagine a language that's been around for hundreds of centuries and centuries of years that almost disappeared, right? And lots of times this happens with cultures because the Hawaiian people had gone away from it, right? So they the school system, everything else. But they had dictated away from it. Like things had moved into more of a Western state, right, or Western mode. But then there was this aloha spirit that wanted to bring back the Hawaiian culture, and a lot of it came with Hawaiian schools. Am I following the right thing? You're nodding. I don't know.
I'm gonna jump in.
You jump in.
Okay,
I think you're testing me right
in.
here. So I don't know if you're testing me and I'm trying to keep going or what.
I just want to see what you remembered. So
I remember, but you are going to be better at the story because I'm pulling out the one time I've heard the story.
So it's not so much as a story as history. So it's
history,
Hawaiian history.
Sure.
Long ago.
But everything in Hawaii is a story.
Yes, long ago. Foreigners came over to Hawaii and found that Hawaii is paradise, and it's in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, so it's strategic. It's a strategic point in the middle of the ocean, in the middle of the Pacific. And it has amazing soil, so plantations formed, and I'm skipping over generations of knowledge. And so the reason why Hawaii almost lost its language was because Hawaii was taken over, and when it became the territory of Hawaii illegally, it was actually made that Hawaiian became illegal to speak. You couldn't speak Hawaiian back then, and children were, this was back in the day when, discipline was a lot harsher than it is today. So children were not allowed to speak Hawaiian in schools. They were only taught English. So generations of Hawaiians didn't learn Hawaiian. My grandparents didn't learn Hawaiian. Their parents knew Hawaiian, but didn't teach them. So my grandparents' generation didn't learn. Some of my great-grandparents' generations didn't learn. And then my parents' generation didn't learn, but my mom actually learned in college. She learned in college and decided to really, that generation and the generation before her, those who could still speak the native language, decided to bring back, and there was a renaissance of the Hawaiian language. And in the 80s, they started creating schools, immersion schools. And my sister and brother were two of those children that went through the schools. And back in the 80s, it was so new, and it wasn't the time my mom didn't think it was the time for me to go through the program. So I learned a little bit of Hawaiian from my mom, a little bit of Hawaiian in college. And now I'm really taking the time in my 40s to really dig down deep and learn Hawaiian. My father actually didn't learn until into his late 30s and into his early 40s. So that's a little bit more about Hawaiian history. So aloha, coming back to Aloha.
Well, spirit. That's what was the song that was put out that's just been remade?
Hawaii 78.
Hawaii 78.
Yes.
So yeah,
Look that up.
Go to
It's an
YouTube, watch
song.
it. It's a bunch. It's a compilation of amazing Hawaiian artists all together. It's beautifully done. So for anything else, if you just want a little more feel of it, and I don't think I've seen the original, or have I? I have seen the original one time, but I've seen the remake a number of times. It's pretty amazing.
It's not even the original was the song, and they since put video to it. But the remake is amazing. So many Hawaiian artists are there. So many practitioners of the Hawaiian culture, and it made my heart very happy and a little sad at the same time to see that. So yes, let's get back to the Aloha spirit as we have ingrained it into our morning routine. So awakening, get out of bed, splash water on your face, brush your teeth, just get out of bed. Get out of bed and start your day right. In order to come from a place of aloha, come from a place of just giving, you have to give to yourself first. So the only way I know how to do that is to get out of bed, get my day started. Today, somebody asked, wow, why do you wake up so early? It's because that I need my time for myself. If you get up and just jump into your day and jump into all the noise of your day, that's what it's going to be. It's going to be noise. Instead, wake up. And when you go to bed, place your phone far away from you so you can walk across the room and grab it should you need it. So you can just wake up, make your bed. Anything that you can do to really take your time to just get up and start your day right.
And set the narrative right?
Yeah.
So I find if it's that you wake up and you get going with things, it's like if you take the train to work, and instead of getting on at the train stop, you try and jump on the train in the middle of the tracks, right? And that's kind of like how most A lot of people start their day like that, right? You get up, alarm's going off, kids yelling, downstairs, noise, you have to go, you're running late, don't know where things are, you're not prepared, you're going, and now that's your day, right? Where you need to take the moment to control yourself so you can tackle the day and not let the day run over you.
Yes, you do not want to let the day run over you. You want to take the next one?
Sure. So L is, of course, for love. And these next steps are really spin on gratitude, meditation, and affirmations, right? Giving back and being thankful for what we have. And it can be as simple as, being thankful for silly things like the air and if it
that's
even
not
is
even silly.
But, clean water, which a lot of the world is, healthy kids, new job prospects, the ability to change the course of your life daily, the ability to just find new directions, take new starts, make new progress, find new, my beautiful wife, great friends, loving parents, and you could fill all the gaps right there, but just taking a moment to be grateful. And so you can be thankful and grateful, or you can be upset and resentful. And whichever direction you go is going to dictate a lot of the course of your life.
Yes.
Choose the first one.
Yes. And it's all about choice. Choose love. Choose love. Choose aloha. Oh, opportunity. If you can see it, you can believe it. Set your actionable goals for today and those big overarching goals for the future. Then spend 10 minutes visually mirroring what the outcome will look like. Be as detailed as possible. And I mean, so real that you can taste and you can smell it. Basically, we're talking about visualization. In the morning, Jason and I love to visualize our goals, visualize what our day is going to look like, visualize the aloha in our day, visualize. Tony Robbins has a great priming exercise where you take 10 minutes and you do deep breathing, and then you bring the light of God, of the universe, just this white light into you, and it cleanses you. And you breathe in the light and breathe it all out. Breathe in the light and breathe it all out. And then you think of things that you're grateful for, and you just bring it into yourself. And you see it, because if you can see it, it's there. You can believe it. So while you're thinking about those grateful things, after that, think about those things that you want. That if you were to get those things, how you would feel, how it would make you feel inside. And this is how we start off our day, with amazing gratitude and just seeing our goals and knowing that we can achieve them because we've seen them and it's already done.
And so H is health.
Yes.
You need to set priorities, right? So you now have awakened, you've found and given love, you've spread your mind with opportunities, and now you're going to put in action and really just build in activity, resistance, and consistency with your day, right? So to get your body rolling, get the energy moving, get the energy flowing throughout yourself, get yourself started, eating healthy, drinking water when you get up, basically revigorating your body, getting it moving so it's now go time. And allowing yourself to say, okay, here we go. I have an awesome day ahead of me. And now my body, my mind, my heart, my soul is ready to move.
A, aspire. Find greatness in your surroundings. Aspire for greatness. Aspire for those things that are there and right in front of you. And just move forward into your day. So that's how we start off our day. That's how we start off our day every day. We started off with aloha. We started off with self-improvement. And then we can open ourselves to each other, to our children, and to the rest of the people that we get to touch on a daily basis. So if you
use that, right? So aloha, right? Awakening, love, opportunity, health, and aspiration, aspire.
Yeah.
Use that today. That's our aloha start for the day. Where can you build aloha into your life plan, into your daily habits?
Yeah. So thank you so much, and aloha.
We will see you shortly. And